Okay, I said I was going to make a 3-part video, so I don't know, there's a lot of different moving parts to these stories, and I'm trying to spin them together kind of quickly, but, coherently. And it's just like, some people say, that's not possible, because what you're saying is incoherent. It's just not real, it's not true. And I want to point the thing out that people accuse me of lying, okay, because I tell my stories. I have so many. The stories I have is over 1,000 stories. So people are like, oh, you're lying. Well, that's not true. You should trust but verify. And, to say I'm lying is very offensive. And there's a lot of liars out there. It's really multiplying, too. You see what's going on. The propaganda. This is what I wanted to bring up as a point. Because people say you're either lying or you're crazy. Or both. You're lying and you're crazy. And the ones who are accusing you of lying, they themselves are lying. And they think, look, I can do the same thing. And people even confront me with stories. They go, yeah, I can do the same thing. Like, not even stories, but like, you'll be discussing like a historic topic or some kind of factual thing. And so the mentality, because I've seen people do this. Yeah, you think you know so much. Look, I can do the same thing. And they just start like making stuff up. And like, well, that's not the same thing. You're just making stuff up. Yeah, it's the same. There's no difference, because they really believe like the lie is just as strong as the truth. It's actually stronger, and there is no truth. It's just self. That polarity. That's an important concept that I want to bring up, because you see that the monocle eye, the eye of providence, or the illumination symbol. The one eye, that's a subservience under Satan. That's what it is. It means that you're going to be an animal mind. That's the beast. You're an animal mind under Satan. And that's even demonic possession. That's the Pharaoh. That's, MK Ultra, mind control. And you see these taggers too. That's a very popular symbol they use, and they're of that alignment. And this is a demonic activity. So I want to bring up like stories like how this happens, how this affects people in real life. And I want to do it for 2 reasons. One, for it's really exposure to you want to have clarity of what is really going on, because the subversion of the truth is tangible, it's significant, and it's deliberate, and it's very widespread, and it's coming from that way. If you look at the Roman Church is the Federal Reserve. That's the same illumination people. The Illuminati is running the Catholic Church from top to bottom, right to the bottom. You can't be, in that alignment without being in that alignment. It's just obviously that simple. And how broad is this attack on humanity, on truth, on reality? Even to the clinical Marxist, there's only self. So the field of psychology is, hey, anybody who doesn't listen to CNN is obviously unwell. This is a widespread, diffuse attack, and that's their solidarity. That's that pyramid of the eye of providence. That's the Pharaoh's temple. And the field of psychology says, no, you must be illuminated. You must be in alignment with the satanic order. This is the field of psychology. So even when you're talking about paranormal stories, to them it's not even a concept. It's that just be in alignment, be quiet, be silent before God, and be in alignment. This is a very clear attack. So they're accusing you of lying or being, delusional, and that's an attack on the truth. You're not lying, you're telling the truth. They're accusing you of lying, even though you're telling the truth. And they go, no, you're just, get in alignment, be silent before our God. And this is the widespread attack that we see. So even people who, witness like phenomena, and they know it's something paranormal, they'll be like, they're dismissive of it, because they want to get in alignment with that satanic order. They go, there's no one behind the curtain. There's just love. There's no one behind the curtain. There's just love. Like, this is a real, as they do these things. So I would say, like, in their application of it, like, really, you hear the stories of like gang stalking, and what are they doing? They're affecting your sleep. They're affecting your work. They're affecting your family life. They're affecting your social life. They're affecting your finances. They're affecting your biological health on every level. You're being attacked to fall in line with the the master, who's, to be understood. This is the understanding of the illumination. This is really, you see a widespread attack like this. So an example of here, in my family, I had left my home when I was 18 because this is the kind of stuff they were, pulling like this. A friend of mine, I offered to clean his house for him, and he was in a disarray, and I cleaned it top to bottom as a favor. He's a friend, no big deal, and he was very grateful for it. And another friend of mine had, or at the time they were friends. And it's interesting because these people, I cut them out of my life, and then they bring me back. They kind of pull me back in just to stab me in the back. And this happens so often, and so strange. Why would this happen? I'm not exactly sure as to how and why it happened. I'm going to try to bring up some of the, I think, relevant facts, because there's a lot of possibilities as to how it is occurring. But because like I said, there's a couple of moving parts to this story. So I'd offered to clean a friend's house. I cleaned his house. Another one, I did his house. And then my sister she calls me. She's like, we should really, she doesn't, not like she heard from anybody up cleaning people's houses. But she calls me and she's like, we should really talk. We have not talked since I left when I was 18, maybe 5-6 times in all these years. But this is one of the times she calls me, gets in touch with me, and she's like, we really should, we shouldn't be fighting. We should be friends. We're family. So I'm like, yeah. Don't tell me. I've always been good to you. It's not. I've never done anything. Have I? I asked her, have I? Have I ever done anything? No, don't get there. Don't get involved. No, I'm like, seriously, have I? And it's funny with my brother and sister. I would ask them what you guys are so, because I had very limited contact with them since I left. But I'm like, the reason being is because you guys were so cruel and twisted in how you were treating me. And I'm like, had I ever done anything to you two? And the answer is no, and they still want to find something that I had done to them. They want to just piss me off to the point where to do something to them. That's what they're looking for. Even though I left, I'll tell you that this story's like this. This is it. This is part of the story. So my sister's like, yeah, come. She's all depressed. Her house is a complete mess, and she inherited some money from my father, and she just could not. She was all depressed since that happened, and she can't get her life in order. And I'm like, okay, look, I'll go there, but and I'll clean your whole house. And I said, she's like, yo, that'd be great. It'd be, because I'm thinking it's gonna really help you out. But I go, look, my life's not good. I didn't inherit a lot of money. She inherited about $500,000, and I said, look, I'm gonna clean your house. You don't have to do anything. It's, pay me. It's just a favor. But if you're inclined afterwards, if it gives you the clarity of mind, which I think it will, you'll be grateful enough, and if you're so inclined, you can return me the favor, because I was not in a good situation. My car was falling apart, and I needed some basic repairs, and I was, just struggling, week to week just to get through, my day. And she's like, okay. I'm like, okay, but if I go there, just promise me that, you're going to let me clean the house. Don't I go, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to clean everything, top to bottom, every bathroom, the kitchen. I'm going to do all your tiles. I'm going to scrub everything, all your laundry, and maybe we can shampoo the floors. I didn't even just mention that, but I'm saying, let's really do it. I'm going to dust everything, make sure everything's, all the windows, everything. Total, just to give you that clarity. When your glass is sparkling, that might give you the peace of mind that you need. And so, okay, that's the deal. I go there. She doesn't want to clean. She doesn't want to do it. I can't do anything. I told her step by step. I'm gonna start with the kitchen, take everything out of the kitchen, because I'm gonna do the floors, and I probably want to do it again. I told her, and I'm gonna be doing, because she said she's had laundry all over the house, just all clothes all over the place. I'm gonna do laundry the whole time. We'll make sure everything's clean. Maybe we'll have to double wash things, whatever. I told her there's a pretty detailed process before I got there. I got there, she didn't want me to do anything, and she's like, okay. I'm like, okay, try not, and I'm just like, I expected this, so I'm trying not to let her piss me off. My goal is just don't let her piss you off. She's just fucked up. And that's all she's doing, is trying to push my buttons. She's just trying to push my buttons. And it's like, what the hell is going on with this person? And this is a strange this is a strange behavior. You know, it's like I've never done anything to this person. I've only done good things to this person, and she's only doing bad in return. It's a strange thing. So she has like some pot, and she has a bong, and because she's sort of like getting out on me like really badly, and it led up to like, you know, worse. It just escalates, and it's just like, you know, oh, the screen in here is not that good, so you can't touch it. Just leave it. Don't touch it. And she puts like a $1 worth of weed in there. It's like one hit, just to, you know, just get one hit off it. It's some marijuana, and I'm okay. What do? I touch the screen because it's just like kind of like not, and it's stupid, whatever. Like, okay, and the screen goes plink, and the little $1 worth of weed like falls to the ground, and now she goes ballistic. I told you not to touch it. Blah. I'm like, wow, whoa. So I'm like, yo, here's $20. Please just forget about it. Don't think about it. Don't yell at me, and forgive me, okay? And I'm broke, and I'm giving her $20, and I drove up 2 hours to get there, you know, to just waste my time, and she's just not gonna let it go. She's just berating me. I'm the worst person on earth. I'm not good. I'm terrible. And she's really digging at me in such a psychologically tripped way. Like this, I grew up in a house with this. It's like, this is 10 years later or something, maybe more. And I'm like, wow, it's like flashbacks of childhood. This crazy person is just like, you know, insane. And then I'm like, look, I'm just gonna, we had some wine, and we're just a little bit, and this is like already the end of the day. And I'm like, I'm just gonna go to sleep, okay? Can you hand me that blanket? And she says, why can't you get it? Because she was like unpleasant the whole time. I think we watched a movie or something, but she was just really unpleasant the whole time, just trying to, you know, like get out of there intact. And I'm not gonna drive home. I'm gonna, you know, stay the night and go in the morning. And she's like, why can't you grab it? I'm like, well, and I'm not saying it as an insult. I'm like, you know, her carpets were sticky. It's like, whatever, they're sticky. That's disgusting. And I'm just like, well, your floors are sticky. I don't want to walk on the floor. And she goes ballistic again. And I'm like, just trying to like, okay, I'm sorry. Let me go to sleep. No, she's get the hell out of my house. Get out of my house. She's yelling. And it's escalating even higher and higher. She has the door open. It's like midnight. And she's roaring out her, you know, doorway. You know, the whole neighborhood, it's large property, so you got like a half an acre for each house, but still the whole neighborhood can hear. She's roaring like I never heard her, you know, roar so loud, and she's just really just trying to inflict as much, you know, injury to my life. She's really inflicting injury. That's what she's doing. And I'm like, wow, you know. I splash a glass of wine in her face, and I leave, okay? I'm going to sleep in my car. I'm not going to drive because I had some wine, I had some weed, and it's late. It's like 12 o'clock or something. She calls the police. Just get him out of here, blah, blah. And the cops come like, oh, dude, I don't give a fuck what she's saying. I'm not driving. My sister's a crazy bitch. You know, I told them the story. I'm like, she's just nuts. And the cops just let me sit in the car and go sleep and leave in the morning. He's just like, just leave in the morning. I was like, yeah, okay, great. Yeah, but that's such an evil thing that my sister had done. It's so deliberately evil. It's just like, what is going on with this person? She's possessed of a demon, for sure. At the least, it's just a demonic possession. You know, and it's all these other, it's really that polarity. Like I said, it's the Antichrist polarity. So another example, I even had the book Antichrist, Nietzsche, and I let this guy borrow it. It may be a life changer for him or something, because, and I kind of cut him out of my life. We used to be like hanging out all the time, but he kind of just was like an antichrist. So I was just like, I don't think we should, you know, I gotta hang out with this guy anymore, because just little stuff, it's just, I don't appreciate, and we're just not on the same path. And so before I can cut him out of my life, he's like, yo, come do my gardens at my house. And this is one of the guys I clean his house for. I just clean this whole house for as a favor, and you know, that whatever. And but he's like, yo, do my gardens. And I had working on it, and he just kept messing with me. I said, look, you gotta let me work. You can't help, because you're not helping. And you know, whatever difficult it is, you're making it harder. You're not helping me. So, and anyway, so I didn't even want to do it. I'm just like, nah, I don't know. I don't think I can do this for you. But he did have a nice house in a gated community, rich properties. He had a nice, on the corner, his house is on the corner, prominent spot it would be really good. There's nobody has gardens there because they had deer, and I'm like, I can make a deer-proof garden, at least perhaps. I can try. I can attempt to make a deer-proof garden, and then I could get a lot of business. That's what I was thinking. And it really wouldn't be too hard to twist my arm to get me to do it. But I knew that I was like, I gotta stay away from this guy. But he wound up convincing me. He's like, come on. And okay, but here's the rules. You just can't interfere with this. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna get there like 5 a.m. because the sun was up by 5 at that time of the year, whatever it was. And I'm just gonna work, try to bust it out in one day, and maybe I'll have to stay the night because he lived an hour away. So I'm not gonna go an hour and change away. And perhaps, but I'm trying to finish what I'm gonna do in one day. Okay. So I go there. This is so demonic. It's equally demonic as my sister's story. I want to bring up the facts that this is obviously something abnormal. Everything's normal, right? So whatever. But I think there's some kind of there is paranormal activity just on this surface value alone. Just on the surface value alone, it's paranormal. And it's like, no, it's not. I think it is. And there's more details, so I want to bring it in. But here we have, I get there, it's like 5 a.m, so he's not even up yet. I just start working, and eventually he gets up, and he has a friend over, and they don't have cigarettes. I have 2.5 I used to smoke at the time, and I had 2.5 packs of cigarettes. I didn't smoke too much, and I quit a long time ago, but there's crazy stuff in my life, that's trying to make you smoke, and it's really what happened. But anyway, they didn't have any cigarettes. I'm like, oh, just help yourself. I have, plenty. So, and this is in one day. Whatever time it was that they got up, I don't remember, but they burnt through all my cigarettes in one day. And it did not even the day, half the day went by, and all my cigarettes are gone. So that's just like strange enough right there. Like, it's intentional, but I'm not even recognizing the intention that people could be deliberately screwed up like this. Even though my sister had done this, just to me that's just like, well, that's just my sister. She's fluked, and these are supposed friends. And now, as I say, my point is that, like, for awareness, this just happens. This is a demonic polarity. It's a polarity of evil, and they're really looking to target anybody who's not polarized to evil. And it is a mass psychosis. It really is. Even like I said, the field of psychology is already grounded in narcissistic Satanism. That's the field of psychology. So I think that in this the story with this friend, I think it had to do a lot with another friend of ours, or a common friend, which is really not a friend at all. He was a complete dickhead, but and there's a lot I can tell about this dickhead. But he kind of like became an academic Marxist, and he thinks he's so sophisticated. He's into Carl Jung and Friedrich Nietzsche, and he's just so pompous with his academia because, like, well, academia is polarized to faithless narcissism. Yeah, that he doesn't, to the degree I understand it now. I really didn't understand it back then, but I kind of had a I didn't really know Jung at all. I didn't read any of his stuff, and he'd tell me about some ideas that Jung was talking about, and I was like, intriguing, very interesting, but I didn't realize the fallacy of where he's coming from. I still haven't read Jung, so it's not like I can really say too much about it, but in any sense, this guy became a real antichrist, very spiteful, wicked, narcissistic, and he was very much involved maybe in this situation, because this guy, I did, kind of cut him out and said, I can't hang out with you, I'm not calling him anymore, and I just don't hang out with him. And I do think it had to do with this other guy, because he started hanging out with my friend before he started turning to like this dicky, nature. And so it could have it most likely did. And I do know I loaned my friend, that guy, Nietzsche's Antichrist, and at one time he's looking at that, he goes, oh, that's me. And like, what? Antichrist, that's me. And it's pretty much, I was like, yeah, that's why we're not friends anymore, that's it. That's you. And really, I didn't understand Nietzsche to the extent I do now, where I could have explained, because I read through this. It's a small book. The Antichrist is a small Nietzsche work, and not really memorable, but it's short. And I didn't think there was anything profound in it. I would maybe reread it, and I just really thought it was it was base mindlessness. It was not profound. It really wasn't. But people do, Antichrist people find it profound, because they're like, yes, there's nothing but self, so be yourself over others without shame, or it's just briefly putting it. But that's seriously what these guys do. This is the polarity. This is academia. This is the field of psychology. So it's a broad establishment that's very contagious. So where these people, and it's demonic too, with all this is why I want to kind of group this together and show you the nature of it. Because first, on a mundane level, it's very evil, it's very pernicious, and it's not just on a mundane level. Life is not on a mundane level. Life is all, and that kind of already intrinsically, it's already fused. When you're talking about the reality of reality, nothing really is mundane. But it's not that everything is the same. There are truths and there are, falsehoods. Chaos is easy. Order, is a little bit different. But this is like, no, just your order out of chaos. You don't, look at how they're treating me, these people, my friends and family. Look how wicked that is. So this guy, he's bothering me while I'm working. He smoked all my cigarettes, and then sometime, maybe it's 2 o'clock only, maybe something like that. He's like, yo, let's go. I can get some cigarettes. Come with me. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna stay here. Nah, come on, come with me. And I'm really, easygoing. I don't want to, at the time, I've matured to it's no choice but to mature, but to realize you're surrounded by really evil people who are just only intending to do you evil, and they're gonna lie to your face. And at the time, I was not quite aware. It's a former friend. I was always good to the guy. I never did him any wrong. Why is he going to mistreat me? Because he's got a psychosis. He's evil. He's possessed of evil. He's possessed, whatever way you want to put it, on a mundane level, on a spiritual level, is possessed by evil. And so we go to the store, and just in the car ride, I'm already just he's just pushing my buttons, and I'm like, I don't even want to go to the store. I go, you go in yourself. I'm not going. Just wait here. Okay. And he's all jokey, but it's just not a joke. It's just, to me, it's annoying me. And I was kind of pissed because, I didn't want to come in the first place to do this. And he kind of convinced me, and he's really just, jabbing at me. And it's like, yo, get it. I should have left. But I was, kind of convicted to finish the project. And, that's what I was not leaving. I was just determined to finish. And we go to the store, and he comes back. He didn't buy me cigarettes. He bought himself a pack of cigarettes. He didn't get me any cigarettes. I go, yo, you're supposed to be giving me some cigarettes. He owed me money too, and he owed me $50. Plus, he owed me for the work I was doing. He didn't pay me. He's gonna have to, compensate just on time and materials, minimum. I'm not charging him. I'm charging him just for material, and it wasn't even the material cost. I wound up paying for everything, half of everything. And I didn't even finish, because the story, I'll tell you what the story goes. But I wound up paying for a lot more than that. Yeah, and I don't want to muddy the thing. I didn't owe him. He owes me, significantly. And he forgot to get me cigarettes. I'm like, just go back in and get me some. And he's like, no, don't worry. No, I'm going. No, don't worry about it. Let's go. I got him. We're good. Just smoke mine. Okay. I'm like, whatever. Because I don't smoke too much anyway. Whatever. Okay, whatever. I'm easygoing. We go. We get back. He's still dicking around, not letting me work. I'm trying to, get in my stride, and he keeps, agitating me. And this is in the same day. This is not even another day. Somehow he smokes all his cigarettes. He's down to 3. I ask him for a cigarette, and he's like, I only got 3. Dude, what do you mean you only got 3? And what the hell is this? You smoked all mine. What the hell? What are you giving me shit for? And just to be easy with it, I'll get you some later. That's what I say to him. Okay, I don't say, you got 3. You have to give it to me because you smoked all mine. I don't do that. I just go, I'll just go get you some later. Okay. Boom, he gives me, then he has to go to work, okay? This is all in one day. And all he has to do to go to work is to drive to work, punch in, and drive home. And he's supposed to be in the office, but he's just, AWOL. But it's okay, because he does networking. He does IT work, and he makes $90,000 a year. So that's all he does. He goes, and he lives out in the middle of nowhere. So there's no stores, but he's driving past the store to go to work. And he comes back. Did he get himself cigarettes? Did he buy me cigarettes? No, he doesn't. He gets back and he goes, we were all waiting for, me and his friend, we were waiting for cigarettes. You know, he's got like an hour for him to come and go. And he gets back and he's like, oh no, you said you were gonna get some. I go, what the fuck, man? What are you talking about? And at this point, I was already pissed. I was pissed. I was with his friend, and he was like, dude, Dave's been pissed me off, man. This is fucking... And we were drinking some rum. And we're drinking shots of rum just to kind of like mellow me out. I was just like agitated. I go, I don't want to be agitated. This guy's, you know, stressing me out, and he's just pissing me off. Like, what's he... He's just like laughing about it, like it's a joke. And it's just like, you know, he's really just pushing my buttons. And then I'm like, he gets back, and I didn't finish what I was gonna do. And I think at this point I said, I'm not finishing. I'm just gonna, you know, leave. I'm gonna stay the night, but I'm not fucking gonna do this. I don't remember exactly, but he's agitated. He's irritating me, and because this is already late at night. He gets home. He's like, yo, get, you know. He said, I thought you were gonna get cigarettes, and he's like, I'm like, duh, whatever, you know, like you should have got some. You went out. And then he's like, well, were you gonna go? And I'm like, well, in an hour. I got, you know, I was drinking with Derek. And he's like, oh, okay. And like 5 minutes later, he's like, you going yet? You going? I'm like, dude, I said an hour. I didn't say 5 minutes. I said an hour. And he just kept pushing. In like, you know, the next 10 minutes, he's already like, you know, push, go. And I'm like, dude, just leave me alone. Dude, I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna, you know, go to sleep on your porch, okay? I'm gonna, you know, whatever. And he's like, no, I'm gonna get cigarettes. I'm like standing in his doorway, and his door's open. I'm like, you know, what the fuck do you want me to do here? I'm not gonna go to the store. I don't want you to ask me to go again. You're pissed, because he's just pissing me off, you know? I'm like, you know, what do you want me to do here? You know, just ask you to leave me alone. I just want to go to sleep. I'm gonna leave, okay? In the morning, I'm just gonna leave. Leave me alone, you know? I was standing in his doorway. He says, no, don't have my door open because I have my cat. And he slams this oak door on my hand. And I don't know how that happened, how he closed the door, because it's a solid oak door. It's heavy, and it should have broke my hand, but it kind of did. But he, you know, at that point I was about to knock him out, and I'm like, just because it's painful. I was just like, you know, I was like really like, wow, I'm just gonna go to the store, get some cigarettes, and come back. That's like, you know, I'm just like, you know, I got this like adrenaline shock from the pain, and I missed the turn. Like I said, it's the middle of nowhere. I missed the turn, so I got to do a U-turn, but it's a legal U-turn. And there's a cop sitting there, and he pops me and he breathalyzers me, and I was just a little bit over, just a smidgen over to, you know, driving while intoxicated or under the influence, driving under the influence. So it's like it was 3-month suspension of license. Okay, but I wound up getting a 3-year suspension of license because in the 3 months. I moved my car for the street cleaner, and the cops were waiting for me to do it because they knew I was moving my car for the street cleaner. And just for me to move my car for the street cleaner, I got popped without insurance, without a license, and like $30,000 worth of fines and surcharges and a 3-year loss of license. So it really, you know, did a lot of damage. This guy, it was completely like deliberate. He's just looking to do evil, and he succeeded. That was my point, to say like, it's not only that he was just by himself, even the cops were the same evil entities. They're evil entities doing as much, because that's my point, is that this is a networked polarity. This is all they do. So I want to bring like that into the story, and it goes even further. So I'm going to continue on another, because it's you know, there's a lot of moving parts.